Good morning, children. Today, in French Revolution, we are going to revise abolition of slavery, the revolution in everyday life, and the rise and fall of Napoleon. Now, let's start with the abolition of slavery. Children, before this, we have to understand how this slavery started in French colonies. The French colonies in Caribbean such as Martinique, Guadeloupe and San Domingo were the important suppliers of commodities such as indigo, sugar and coffee. But children, the European they do not want to go to the distant and unfamiliar land to work as a labor in the plantation. That means if they are not ready to go there, there will be a shortage of labor in the plantation. So, this was met by the triangular slave trade between Europe, Africa and America. Children, this slave trade began in 17th century. Now, what the French merchants started doing? They started sailing from the port of Bordeaux and Nantes to the African coast, where they used to buy the slaves from the local chieftain. After buying, the slaves were branded and shackled, which means slave owners used extreme punishment to stop flight or escape. They would often brand the slave palm, shoulder or a cheeks with the branding iron. Iron was sometimes used to mark recaptured runaway slaves to help the locals easily identify the runaway slaves. It involves the burning of the skin with a hot or a cold instrument to produce the permanent mark. After that, the slaves were packed tightly into ship for 3 months long voyage across the Atlantic to the Caribbean. Children, the port cities like Bordeaux and Nantes got their economic prosperity only because of flourishing slave trade. The exploitation of slave labor made it possible to meet the growing demands in European market for sugar, coffee and indigo. Children, throughout the 18th century, there was a little criticism of slavery in France. The National Assembly held long debate about whether the right of man should be extended to all French subjects, including those in the colonies, but it did not pass any law because they had a fear that if they passes a law banning the slavery, then the businessmen whose income depended on slave trade will oppose or or National Assembly did not pass any laws fearing opposition from businessmen whose income depended on slave trade. Children, it was finally the convention which in 1794 legislated to free all slaves in French overseas possessions. Means a law was passed to free all the slaves, but it turned to be a short term because after 10 years Napoleon reintroduced slavery. Plantation owners understood their freedom as including the right to enslave African Negroes, pursuit of their economic interest. Finally, the slavery was abolished in French colonies in 1848. Children, once again I am repeating, the slavery was abolished in 1848 from the French colonies. Now, children, the revolution and everyday life. The years following 1789 in France witnessed many changes in the lives of women and children. The revolutionary government took it upon themselves to pass a law that would translate the ideas of liberty and equality into everyday practice. Now, how did they do this? One important law that came into effect soon after the storming of Bastille in 1789 was the abolition of censorship. Now, children, what is the meaning of censorship? Censorship means all the written material and cultural activities such as books, newspapers, plays could not be published or performed without the approval by the censors of king. Revolutionaries' ideas of equality and liberty transformed the clothes people wore, the language they spoke, the books they read. With the abolition of censorship in 1789, the Declaration of Right of Man and Citizen in 1791, freedom of speech became a natural right. This led to the growth of newspapers, books, and printed pictures. Freedom of press enabled voicing of opinion. Art flourished in the form of paintings, plays, songs, and festive processions. Visual and oral art form enabled even the common man who could not read and write to relate with the ideas of liberty, equality, and justice. Now, children, let's start with rise and fall of Napoleon. Napoleon came to power as a result of unstable directory that ruled France. Due to weak directory, Napoleon got an opportunity to rise to the political power. In 1804, he crowned himself as the Emperor of France. When did he become the Emperor of France? In 1804. He set out to conquer the neighboring countries, defeating the dynasties, and then putting his relatives or members of his family in that place. He was seen as a modernizer of Europe. He brought out many laws such as protection of private property and a uniform system of weight and measure provided by the decimal system. Children, he was also seen as by many as a liberator who will bring freedom to the people. But very soon his army came to be viewed as invading forces. He carried out military campaign and invasion of Russia and Spain. He soon became a threat for the kings of Europe, who decided to come together and defeated him in the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Children, when and where was Napoleon defeated? Napoleon was defeated in the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. The ideas of liberty and democratic rights were the most important legacy of French Revolution. These ideas spread from France to the rest of Europe during the 19th century. Tipu Sultan and Raja Ram Mohan Roy are the two examples of individuals who responded to the ideas coming from revolutionary France. That's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.